Doug Kenny here, everyone. Honored and humbled to be alongside two Estes Park legends, Damien Rayzor and my former 4th grade instructor, Trisha Wynn. Hey guys, are you doing good?
Doing good.
Hey,
Hi.
what up? It's Damien. How you doing? I'm up here at literally 1:08 in the effing morning just doing this because apparently Trisha Wynn is in mother effing Europe.
You're so nice that you let me sleep in and you guys are the late nighters. I feel loved.
Isn't really anything new to me. I stay up a little too late. I pass my bedtime a lot. Sucks,
Yeah.
but I'm working on that. Just make an exception tonight,
And I'm kind of a night hawk too, I'm all about the evenings sometimes, like having good old Saturday night fun.
Yeah, Saturday night fun, yeah. So I remember you before at one point you did become Doug's 4th grade teacher, but a while back you were a counselor at this one Montessori school that was probably the most epic effing thing that I think I remember from my childhood back in the early aughts. But and I remember that your biggest catchphrase was "It's Nacho Day," because you said that a lot. I don't know. I seem to always remember you saying that even when it was Nacho Day, or maybe that's just my brain playing tricks on me. But I mean, that was like, you didn't say it with the gravelly voice, but you said that like constantly. I don't know. It was like
That
back
is
in your 20s. I was just.
I had nachos for dinner last night, so
Coincidentally, bubble that out, please. Anyway, so I do remember one thing. I don't know if you were here for this, but I mean,
okay.
First of all, what I'm curious to talk about is you and I, Doug. Let's talk about like some of our favorite creative kids moment. First of all, what I want to hear you talk about, Trisha, is if you remember any of the faculty members at Creative Kids, or if you at all remember this one band that actually came in to perform for us. Were you ever there for that?
Oh, I don't know if I remember a band. I remember so many great things about Creative Kids.
Okay.
It was an awesome place to be, an awesome place to work. But okay, you're gonna have to like reboot my memory here. Let's share some stories and maybe all the memories.
I remember there was the main counselor, Tom, who had a brilliant sense of humor, but I don't really think he understood when kids were wounded most of the time, which sucked. But he was awesome. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much. And then there was somebody. Yeah.
And not only that, sorry to interrupt, but I remember that Creative Kids was where I first met Trisha, and I also first met other people there, like Annika Cerrone and a few others.
Yeah, and I also remember that there was also another guy named Tom, but he went by Tom Miss, and I think he was in a metal band. He was, but the guy was.
I think you're right. Yes.
Yeah. And I asked, okay, you're in a metal band, and when I was a kid, I asked like, okay, so you're in a rock and roll band. Why don't you have long hair? Well, it turns out apparently rockers can also be bald, according to what he said. And sure enough, growing up, I learned that to be true. David Dobrik is bald. He doesn't have long hair, but a lot of other members in there do. That's the thing. He mentioned that a lot of modern rock bands could have long hair, or they could just be bald, or they could just spike their hair up like maniacs. So apparently, he didn't mention that part, but I mean, he did mention they could be bald.
Maniacs. Having spiked hair is a choice. This is America. You can't call them maniacs.
Sure. Wait, can you have spiked hair in whatever the heck you're in, Trisha? Or is that against the freaking law?
Yes. In Slovenia, there are people with spiked hair for sure.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're in rock bands, but
Okay, just checking. I mean, because I know not every, country works obviously like but I don't know. It's probably more lenient than other countries that aren't, the US, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying there are some jank countries out there. I'm sure this isn't one of them. Don't worry. But there were like several others. There was also somebody in there with a similar name to you, who I think was a few years younger than you. I think her name was Tisha. She was pretty cool as well.
There was Tina. Tina was with me for a long time. Tina was wonderful. Yeah.
I thought there was somebody named Tisha.
No, it was Tina Davis, I believe. And believe it or not, she was my paraprofessional a couple times in third grade after I left Creative Kids. And she and I had an overall good relationship, but we weren't really close until years later when I kind of grew out of my old, I would say,
your old
red mist self.
Yeah, your old flames. Yeah, I mean, this is like, no, I mean, I'm just going to say this Creative Kids probably must have been like the equivalent to like the Bryan Adams song, Best Day of My Life. That's kind of the tune I hear when I think of those places at that time.
I got to be honest though, bud, there were some rough moments for me at Creative Kids a couple times, you know, and Trisha would know what I'm talking about. Like,
oh yeah, she was the one who understood you the most, I think. So it's probably good that you ended up with her as a fourth grade teacher.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and being in her class was great because it included a lot of the popular guys in the school, pretty much, like Daniel Pierce and also, you know, Izzy Libby and a couple others. And, you know, it was a fun class, and, you know, it was just great, and everybody seemed accepting of me that year. So, Trisha, ask me what I've been up to.
Doug, what have you been up to these days? What's going on, man?
Oh, I would say 5'5", 5'10", maybe a little over 6 feet.
Okay,
maybe.
I will shoot you in the head, Doug.
Oh, shut up! You wouldn't do that.
I walked right into that one.
Okay, no, JK, that is actually a pretty hilarious joke. It's nice that he's using it on somebody else for a change.